Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. I'm old school, but I keep it funky fresh, y'all. And this is deep, y'all. I'm from the deep, y'all. And what you get is what you motherfucking see.
Welcome back, humans! You know what day it is. My name is Jaime, giving you exclusive vents on headlines that you could give a shit about. And with that said, I'm here to bring you all some vents once again. Humans, with all these crazy headlines in the world, I mean, I don't even know what's next, man. They keep trying to threaten us with aliens. We already know aliens are here, and they're scared as fuck to come out and show us. There's all kinds of crazy. Now they're talking about another COVID strain. They've been talking about new COVID strains like every week. There's like, because Pfizer and them guys, BioNTech, don't want to stop, making all this money. So they're all like, look, man, there's a new strand going through California that's causing pink eye. Great. They were talking about all the other shit and vaccines and other medicines they were using to mix into the shit. Now they're putting shit in it. Now they're putting shit in it, giving everybody pink eye. They're going to find a way to give us these damn shots. They're going to put everything in there and be like diarrhea, pink eye. They were saying everything. Here comes a badass neurovirus. Here comes this. There's like everything, New. I can't wait till they're going away tour. It's going to be like Pfizer's going away tour like Aerosmith. Aerosmith's on their final tour right now. It's going to be like Pfizer and BioNTech's fucking farewell tour. Get your last shots while you can. They're on discount. Buy one, get one. They're just going to be throwing them at everybody. Excuse me. But anyways, there's all kinds of crazy headlines going on. You see people making claims that, transgender, there's like transgender things going on, which is fine. I mean, that's how you want to represent yourself. But then there's so many ways that people are representing themselves. I feel like they took advantage of people actually having a real cause. Like people out there that were transgender want to feel comfortable in their own skin, want to be identified a certain way. That's fine. But my thing is, other people, just the same thing with the riots. The same thing happens with the riots, okay? People were actually rioting for a purpose, and then there was people actually going there just to start shit. And that's what's going to happen again with the next riot. There'll be people there starting for a new reason. I got to protest about this ain't right. And then you got other people there, I can't wait to go start a fire and throw some rocks through some shit. So with this transgender thing, I mean, it's not only are the dudes, not only are chicks with dicks out here trying to conquer all women's accolades. I mean, if you guys don't see that, I mean, what? They say NBA pay scale to the WNBA pay scale was uneven. All right. Now you got chicks with dicks about to come in there through 360 windmills and take all your fucking shoe deals and get all the big contracts. And they're not going to be 100% a woman according to, biology or whatever. And it's going to probably upset some people, or is it going to be like the weightlifting thing? Are we just going to deal with it? But there's so many things going on. Are you guys okay with all these dudes coming to steal your shit? They're going to take your fastest running speed. They're going to take the baddest tennis player. They're going to take everything. WNBA players can only shoot threes and layups. And these guys are going to come in here just tomahawking because they couldn't make it in the big league. Like, what if LeBron James' son, little Bronny, doesn't get drafted? And then Bronny's like, I'm going to transition, Dad, just to make it, and he be the GOAT of the women's league. Like, what if that goes down? You guys got to deal with it because this is the times that we're in, right? But you can't even be handicapped now because people are now claiming they're identifying as handicapped. They're calling it. So it's transgendered and now trans handicapped. Like now you could claim yourself as handicapped and just be like, that's who I identify with. You heard people at school saying some kids were identifying as iguanas and lizards and cats and shit. And they need a fucking litter box in the corner of a classroom. No, that ain't happening in my classroom. Y'all just need to wake the hell up. And this is crazy and put a stop to some of this. Remember that one time when, your parents just had enough? And it was like that time, like my mom used to give me these warnings. She would give me an eye and then she'd give me another eye. And then when she folded that bottom lip, I knew there was nothing else going to happen. There was a point of no return. I'm going to catch an ass whooping of some sort if that lip went. She was like, when I saw that shit happen, oh, damn. There was no vocalization. It was nothing. It wasn't the chancla. It was just the ass whooping. And that was the signal. That was the final straw. There went the lip. When are people going to get that lip? Because I think we need more people to get that lip and put an end to some of this crazy stuff. Because there was people out here doing things for a certain reason. And then you got idiots out here just, I don't want to work. I don't want to do this. So I'm going to claim this. Do you get benefits if you claim handicap? I mean, if you identify as it. If I see a real handicapped person at the movie theater and they got to go struggle to go sit in a regular seat and I see some fool eating popcorn in the handicap seat just because that's how he identifies, man, we might have some problems. I might have to verbally express myself or something crazy because You an asshole. You're just being an asshole, man. All y'all trying to take advantage of people that actually need these things. You're assholes. Like, for real, you're being one. No matter how you want to fucking, or you're just a douchebag. You're being a douchebag too. You're going to fucking sit here and take, now you're going to fucking, now the handicapped people ain't going to be able to claim it. Like, there's going to be somebody with real physical ailments or physical fucking restrictions, and you're going to take that parking spot. You're an asshole. I mean, you might be an asshole, if you're going to go over here and take all that shit. Why don't you try to, be creative? You can't make it in that sport. Be creative in a different sport. Pick up chess. You don't got to go over there and go steal it from the ladies. Man, you was already a bodybuilder. You was pretty good, but now you got to go beat the ladies? Like, man, I just don't think it's right. I think people need to roll down their lip and have that part where you just got to be like, this is the category. You should have like a background check. If you're going to identify yourself as another whatever, you should have a background check. And the people that are officially in this category and live this stuff for real should be the ones that verify and give you approval. What do you think about that, humans? I think that's what we got something here. You should get your little background check before you try to transgender, identify as handicap, or whatever. If you really are handicapped and all that, I mean, you can't, that's a layup. But if you're sitting there trying to just because you don't want to work no more, like, I'm handicapped. The government's be like, okay, we'll give money to Ukraine first, and then we'll get you uniform or your welfare, We'll get you your benefits since you're handicapped. But first, we got to send some money to Ukraine. Like, wow. These guys are so hard up on not letting the guy that hooked up our economy get back in here so they can just keep milking this economy. Like, we are getting so raped, like, as financially, it is bananas. My man was like, 0.2%, the food came down. Now there's old-ass people probably like, he's the greatest, Well, my man is crazy old and lost it. He looks like my friend when he tried heroin for the first time. Yeah, I went extreme with that because this is what he looked like. My friend was like, we were like, hey, man, don't fuck with that shit. Ended up taking his life. Rest in peace. But this is a prime example. This dude tried it for the first time, and he was like, all up, like, didn't know where the fuck. I'm like, hey, man, we're over here. And he's like, I mean, that's what our fucking president looks like. Rest in peace, homie. But I'm just saying, it's a fair comparison. Don't fuck with heroin, and don't fuck with that guy. Because it's the same damn thing. If you care about people with addicts, stay away from that president, because these dudes are coming to get us. It feels like they just don't care. Like, what if Trump was super shady, but he did something so good that he didn't want his ass to even touch that fucking government shit anymore. They're trying to pull up old rape cases. They're trying to pull up old shit. They're blaming climate change. I thought they blamed like Hurricane Katrina on Obama. Now they took it away, and now they blamed it on Trump. Like, they're just coming after Trump no matter what. Which scares me. He's probably not the best candidate, but the dude wants to do something good for us, and they don't want no part of it, and that's what scares me. And that's what worries me, and that's what worries more of you. You're just like, we got to send more money to Ukraine, and then we got to pay shit. How many people's house payments went up? How many fucking people's, like, everything going up? Your taxes, everything going up because we got to get money, all this Ukraine money. Anybody from Ukraine, send me some gas money. Hook me up. I need some. You hear me out there? Buy me a jacket. Winter's coming. You guys got all my money. I got to fucking pay all your money over there. We got to take all our taxes just going to you guys. And it was like, hey, by the way, 2024 elections coming up. This is going to be the crappiest year ever because these guys probably know they're not going to win unless they do another rigging or whatever that shit was going on. Like, they probably know they're not going to win. So they're just like milking us dry. Like, we might have like 60 cents a piece, like when we all get out of here, because they're about to end Title 42 tomorrow. And guess what? All these like only 100,000 immigrants are coming. What about the first 2.5 million that came through? And then the ones that are on that bridge, like they all know Title 42 is going to end. And there's a bridge with more than 100,000 people on it. And you're like, only this many people. Like, we're going to believe your ass. And now they're all coming. They get free money, free education, free health care. What do we get? We get a 2-mile long stretch of all the homeless people in California. You get all these nice resort areas in California are now homeless camps because we got to give money to Ukraine. Is that why? I think we still have enough money to come in here and fix this kind of shit, but they ain't having it. We got homeless veterans, homeless people everywhere, and the numbers are growing every day. But let's go to Ukraine, a war that's never going to get settled because those guys live because wars make money. Everybody knows wars make money. Since the late days of George Carlin, like, goddamn, like, that's a big ass club, and we're not in it, right? Because when it's wartime, those guys make a lot of money. We don't, but they do. Isn't that right? And then when everybody, now, what is it? The new war is not the war on terror no more. It's the war on viruses. So we're going to war on viruses and they're making all this fucking money and we got to go to war on the next one. Oh, here comes flu season again. We got to go to war to this one. But at the same time, Ukraine's going to war. We got to go keep one to Ukraine. Remember they were doing this shit in the Middle East. It was always a war in the Middle East. And now nobody's talking about Ukraine, but we're still in Ukraine. Doesn't this sound like the same exact scenario? This is just a money washing machine and this is some bullshit. And that's all I could say about that. It's just a while, and nobody's even going to do anything about it just because the same way nobody's going to be able to do anything when somebody comes in there not handicapped and claims to be handicapped and comes over here. And then nobody's going to be able to do anything when a man joins the WNBA and starts taking all your championships and all your scoring accolades and wins the dunk. You're going to have to put the dunk contest in the WNBA because of the dudes that are coming in there. And they're going to win them all the time. So y'all get ready for that because this is what the system's like. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. My name is Jaime, and this has been another episode of Meant to Vent. Till next time, humans. See ya.